Hi there, welcome, and thanks for tuning in and having a look at my 1961 Volkswagen split screen camper van that I have up for sale. As you can hear, the engine's running at the moment, and just to show you that the automatic choke on the brand new carburettor is actually working. It's a MP carb, so we'll go and just knock that off. That's working perfect, that is. Put that there. There she goes. There we go, I didn't even have to adjust it. So the automatic choke's working perfectly. Okay, so yeah, there she goes. It's an absolutely beautiful beautiful day, be it a little bit cold, but we're very fortunate to have the sun shining, so I can show you around the bus and show you exactly what's been done and what's what and all the rest of it. Okay, so let's just to listen to the engine. Let's turn her off. Okay, here we go. So she's a 1961 left-hand drive split screen camper van. Basically, she got imported into the UK from the USA in 1970. Hence why it's still got a J plate. There we are. So I've kept it original just as a real nod to the importation, really. And I haven't taken it back to pre-reg, but obviously you can do that if you want to. That's not a problem. It's just a case of contacting DVLA. They'll check the VIN number. Sometimes you have to get a certificate of authenticity or a letter from the Split Screen Van Club of Great Britain. They might charge you a small little fee, but then they'll write a letter to say yes, it's definitely a 1961, blah 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 blah, and you can go and get your pre-reg, pretty much like I've done with the Chevrolet truck that I am now own. That didn't have a registration at all, and but that's got a pre-reg on there, and I did exactly the same process. So I've owned the bus for the last 26 years. Yep, 26 years, and it's come a time now where I need to sell her and move her on to somebody else that's going to love her and cherish her like I've done over the years. Yeah, it always wasn't looking like this. So if we quickly go into the garage, and I can show you some pictures. I've got a whole photo album full of pictures, obviously. But just to give you an idea of how it was at some stages. There. There's a very young me. And then after we did the bits and bobs. So the spray job was actually completed about 18 years ago, believe it or not, and she's not doing too bad. And basically it's VW Cumula Vice White and VW Bahama Blue. Yeah, it's in 2-pack, because at the time it was just that whole wasn't using cellulose anymore, and a lot of sprayers were using the 2-pack, so it is actually sprayed in 2-pack paint. But it's been garaged for the last 25 years. I've never washed it. The only water it's ever seen is when it's been out in the rain, which has only been the odd occasion. And I've never washed it. I've only ever polished it. Used a fine wax polish, either turtle wax or myrrh, and that's what I've done. So that's what's probably really kept the paintwork looking so good. Okay, right. Obviously, it's not perfect. There's a few little blemishes here and there, a few bits and bobs, and I'm not going to lie to you. But let me start at the beginning and what I've done. So it had front valance, it had new seals, rear wheel arches. The wheel arches aren't actually correct for the year because at the time we couldn't get hold of the original wheel arches. They just weren't available. Now you can actually, you know, purchase all stuff like that. But I think this is what makes this bus unique. It's really quirky. Just another little quirky thing. See, it's got the lip there, which is obviously a later bus, but it being with the vents that don't go inwards, the louvres, they're the outward ones, it does determine, you know, the earlier of the years. So it's a US spec bus. The European versions did have the little round lights like that, but this being US spec, they went over and they had the larger lights and the fisheye lenses at the front as well, whereas a lot of the earlier buses of European origin around about that time didn't have fisheye lens indicators. They had the bullet ones. Okay, so anyway, but that's what makes this bus so unique and quirky. It should have a post box rear window, but as you can see from there, that is a Samba bus rear door with the larger window and the Samba bars just in the back there. Yet again, another unique point. It's a bit of a hybrid, my bus. Yeah, it's a bit sort of bit of a mishmash, but yeah, again, it's just unique. It's just unique. It's not perfectly original. It's not perfectly cow look or anything like that. It's just unique. So I've kept the 14-inch original steel wheels, and obviously the domed hubcaps. Still drum brakes all round. Still got the reduction boxes. We've replaced all the bearings in the reduction boxes. We've replaced the wheel bearings. All new brakes all round. New master cylinder. And so we've got a new clutch cable. It's got a brand new steering box that we've just put in from Megabug, and I'll go back to the bodywork in a second. So yeah, just to show you, it's got a barn door steering wheel. There she is, the nice horn. There you go. Yeah, that works. New speedometer, and I had it wound to 0 when I put the new engine in. So the engine is actually a 1600 twin port gold engine, and it's only done 8,500 miles. I don't know if you can see that there. Let's try and get in there. So that's 8,500 original miles on the engine, so it's actually running correct. We've got a little push button on the dash there. That's for the washers. I've fitted a little electric motor, so you get decent washers on the windows. Obviously you've got wipers. I've added a 12-volt cigarette lighter for sat nav and phone charging, etc. New indicator stalk and gubbins in there. You know, new rubbers, bits and bobs, blah blah blah, as you can see. New chrome rear view mirror. Got some new sun visors, and the flap actually works for the fresh air duct as well. So that actually does go back and back again, and obviously directs to the cab or to the bus. New interior light, and which the switch on the side on there, and or you can obviously use the switch on here as well. Yeah, bench seat on the front. It does have a few little scuffs here and there, must admit, on the bench seat. It's not perfect. It probably could do with recovering, but the springs are excellent, the frame's excellent, and yeah, it's pretty good. So yeah, it's not absolutely a show-winning, show-class bus, as I'll show you, but for the year, it's pretty damn good. So, as you could probably see on the dash there, just underneath there, obviously a little bit of moisture has got in there, you know, while it sits in the garage even, and unless you have a temperature controlled garage, it's, you know, it's very difficult to actually really combat all the moisture and bits and bobs like that. So yeah, so we've got gear stick. The gearbox is excellent, all topped up with fresh oil. Old style heater duct there, where that just moves backwards and forwards, so obviously you can direct it up to the vents. It's got a cutout on the dash there where I did have a radio, and I'm throwing that in. I've got it over there. It's a CD player radio that I obviously, when I was redoing bits and bobs under there, I took it out. So so effectively you can fit your own one if you do require it. I put soundproofing and carpet under there. I did all my own door panels really, just really to get me by, I suppose, but yeah, they can be replaced nice and easy, not a problem. So yeah, so anyway, so that's just a little whiz round of the cab. So what else? So she's been lowered very slightly, one turn at the back, and on the front it is a cut and turned beam, but it's got adjusters on it, so effectively you can dip the front, or you can actually rise the whole bus almost up to stock height again, and they're really easy to adjust. Just an Allen key and a nut, and away you go. And there's top and bottom on both torsion bars as well. So we can try and get under there a little bit, and underneath the bus, steering box. One thing I did replace years ago was the steering link pin, but over the years, the amount that I have used it hasn't been a lot, but it has created a bit of wear. So I've got a new link pin, I just haven't had time to fit it and have the axle out, etc, etc. So that is something that potentially is a job to be done, but I've got the parts, and obviously they're all being thrown in with the bus. So yeah, there we are, and let's have a look at the engine before we go inside. Oh, just to reiterate, myself a sit down a minute. So there's the spare wheel. So I've had that all re-powder coated as well. Brand new tyre on there, as you can see. And there's the steering link pin and the bushes that need reaming in and fitting. So I did the interior myself because basically it was pretty gutted when I bought it, and yeah, I just I acquired a load of Japanese oak, and just fitted some cupboards and storage space, etc. Yeah, and some lights as well. Just a like cupboard space there. With the oil, I actually used that cupboard space to house the speakers for the stereo, because it gave it a nice good speaker box. But you could still get, quite a bit of bits and bobs in there as well. So yeah, all good. It's got a MOSFET 600 watt amp underneath the front seat. That's all being thrown in as well. Yep, not a problem. Okay, so let's have a look at the engine. So probably the worst thing about this part of the bus is the engine lid hinges possibly really could do with being renewed. Yeah, again, it's just a job that I hadn't really got round to doing. They still work and it still holds up. I've got a brand new engine stay there, and they do the job. But if you wanted to finish it off and make it like that, then obviously you can do that as well. So engine wise, what we got brand new MP carb. We've got a conversion from a dynamo to an alternator, 009 distributor, new fuel pump, new coil, original oil bath, air filter as well. Got a heavy duty battery in there. It's got good cold cranking. And we've got a new regulator there, and we've also fused everything with blade connectors, and there's another blade connector fuse box in the cab as well as the original fuse box as well. So you've still got the original fuse box, but we've made it a lot safer. And this way it's not going to catch fire. Anything all goes through that fuse box, so if anything was to go pop or bang, it's going to go on the fuse box first, save the life of the bus and yourself. So there it is. So yeah, got all new tinware, got new engine rubber around there on the rear valance. It's got a brand new MP single quiet pack exhaust. You can see that just there. When you first start her up, because she's so close to the bumper, she actually is sat into the bumper. There's a little cutout that I've done so it could be modified and fitted into the rear bumper. So it does clang a little bit first of all, but once she's warmed up, she's fine. So anyway, there we go. So you can get that underneath there. New heat exchangers both sides. New brake lines on the back. Rocker covers. Yep, as you can see, that's all pretty good. So that's the engine. So inside, let's just close that up a bit. Right, sorry, before I forget. Just probably the worst little spots of bubbly rust that are coming through. One's at the rear of the bus here, just where the guttering is. So I'll just show you that there. but considering the paint job was like 18 years old or so, and obviously the year of the bus, and of course the usual suspect spots just around the windscreen. A couple of little spots there. That side's not too bad actually, there's a little bit there. But other than that, it's not too bad. So like I say, yeah, she's had seals, front wheel arches, cab sections, rear wheel arches, rear quarters. Yeah, she had quite a few panels replaced. The front doors and the cargo doors are from the USA. Got those from California, and the tops of the cab doors weren't particularly that great, if I'm honest, but I painted them up and kept them with until I could find some decent door tops later on, and which I've done, and I've had them sandblasted as well, so they just need sanding, painting, little bit of a side project to have a little play around with, or get someone else to do it, but they're all going in as well, obviously. So yeah, so here we are is the interior. So there we go. So I've got original number plates as well. Have been used. They're not in the fantastic condition, like brand new, but obviously everything's been thrown in. Cushions, and under here is that lifts up, so you can all get bits and bobs under there, storage. A couple of Kenwood speakers as well. They're obviously going in. Got a little switch there that turns on the interior light there, and those lights there as well for people in the back, so they can turn the lights on. Or if you're in the back and you've had the lights on, rather than leaning forwards and cracking your ribs on the divider, you can just use that switch and turn the lights off from the rear. This seat here actually has got little little catches here, and what happens is that that's hinged, that actually folds like that, then folds down to there and does create a double bed. It probably just need some wood underneath to support this bit here. Yeah, it was a bit of a self-made interior, but it worked for me, and yeah, I've never had any complaints at all. I've done about 5 weddings, 2 funerals, some prom nights as well, and yeah, never had any complaints from anybody. So spare parts, as you can see. Door tops, that's an original door top that got thrown in when I actually bought the vehicle. Had that lying around, and just gave it to me, so just kept it really for spares, or just kept it really because it's all things Volkswagen. Got a load of spare rubber bits and bobs, and that's all the other extra bits in that box there for the door tops. That's all included. You've got spare hoses, you've got a service kit, distributor caps, plug leads, an air filter if you'd fancied going from the original oil bath to the paper one, the chrome top. That's all in there. There's all sorts of stuff in here. There's brake pipes, a couple of Volkswagen mugs, tin mugs as well. Throwing all that in, you can have all that. what we've got there, it's a 12 volt wiper motor conversion there. So it's still got a 6 volt wiper motor. The reason why I kept the 6 volt, because it goes a little bit faster, and I quite liked that, funnily enough. The 12 volt for me just sort of went backwards and forwards a bit like that, and but I quite like it going like that. That's personal, but obviously I've got the 12 volt conversion there, so you can convert it if you want to. Both headlights are new. The rear lenses are Hella. Everything all works. It's got MOT until December 2018. Not that it will need an MOT after May, but it has got an MOT which is valid until December 2018, just to let you know that everything works as it should do and pass with flying colours. So yeah, all the window seals I've just replaced quite recently, literally the tail end of last year. So all the side panes, windows, they've all got brand new seals on as well. And with the roof, it's all tongue and groove roof. Yeah, again, at the time, headliner was very hard to get hold of and fit, so I just used my initiative really, and a bit of a idea that I thought would look quite good, and I used tongue and groove, and I carried it throughout into the cab later on. And the reason why that's slightly lighter than this is that I did this one first, and I waxed it with just a standard wood wax, and I've done the same here, and it just hasn't discoloured to the same colour as this yet, but that's just aging. That's got nothing to do with the wax or the wood. I used exactly the same wood and the same wax. It's just because this has been up a little bit longer than here. Okay, yeah, got Billabong curtains, original Billabong material that I got from Tim Mellors at Custard Point Surfboards back in the day. They're quite retro and very sort of sought after with the old school Billabong logo. Yeah, there's a pot of bearings there as well, just to prove that whoops, there you go, that is pure proof that we changed all the bearings. And of course you get this as well, which is the Holy Bible. 1 to 100, the Gospels according to Dr. Ferdinand Porsche. So it is actually an original Volkswagen workshop manual. It's the 63 edition, even though the bus is 61, but a lot of it is exactly the same, and it's helped me over the years with, as you can see, pages are falling out and coming out of the ring binder, etc, etc. But it's there's quite a few grubby fingerprints over there, I must admit, but that's the size of it. And that's been invaluable to me. That has, really has been brilliant. So yeah, so that's going in as well. So yeah, so basically I think that's around about it really. So the asking price, what I'm asking for is offers in and around the region of about £40,000, simply because it's an older bus. It's a 61, and I have looked after it and spent a lot of money on the running gear, engine, so forth, etc. over the years, and very low mileage. Everything's brand new on top of the engine as well. Lovely barn door steering wheel, which is really nice to handle, and it's got all the finger indents underneath. It's a lovely Bakelite, beautiful bit of kit. Really does, with the 3 spokes, really does make the driving with the steering wheel. I know it's not original, and the barn door steering wheel should be on a barn door bus, but yeah, again, the bus is quirky, it's different, it's not original, it's not it's not like all the other buses. It is simply a one-off bus. Yeah, So yeah, I'm looking around about the £40,000 mark, because she's been in storage for such a long time, she's very dry, very solid. She has been under sealed and then wax oiled as well. Under there, under sealed was way back in the day when I first got her in the early 90s, and I'm just trying to think if there's anything else really that I can tell you about. The beams and outriggers and stuff, they've also been hammerite, using black hammerite and stuff like that. All the engine bay, it's all painted in grey hammerite as well, which obviously is a rust preventative. I'm not sure if I've forgotten anything, or maybe if I have, I'll try and remember. Thanks for watching. By all means, please send me a message if you are interested. You can come round, obviously, have a look, blah blah blah. And I look forward to hearing from you, should you be interested in purchasing my bus, Sarah as she's called. So thanks for watching, and let's have another little walk round before we go. There she is. I've now acquired this 1959 Chevrolet pickup truck from America, and she's the next project really on the cards. Yeah, so I'm definitely sad to see her go. I used it when I got married, and she's been part of my family, but she's got to be part of somebody else's family now. So it's get you in there. Oh, new starter motor as well. That's all new. I probably forgot that earlier, but anyway. There we go. 1961 Volkswagen split screen camper van, left-hand drive, US import. One off, bit quirky, bit like myself. Thanks for watching. See you at a show.